I've mentioned many times before that I sweat so much and so fast it's absolutely disgusting. And since I spend so much time abroad, currently here in Jakarta, my already sweaty baseline is amplified so much. And especially when traveling for work, where I have to maintain some semblance of aesthetic professionalism, even if the industries I serve don't need me to wear a suit, managing sweat is a deep consideration, and over the years I've developed a way to as best to deal with this as possible. And in this video I'll break it all down from the start of the day to the very end. Before heading out, I wash my face, and my face wash is one of the few toiletries I'm very particular with. And if you're curious, it's crap, look. It doesn't take long before starting making videos that you become hyper aware of reflective surfaces. You can clearly see the camera's reflection in the desk here. But I'm in Asia, where convenience is king. Order a scooter taxi, get on, it's a 2-minute ride, go into the print shop, order a roll of matte white, watch it get cut to size right away, make the payment, buy some tape next door, order another scooter taxi, and we're back. Unroll, quick tape job, make sure it's all good, and back to the video. But where were we? Right. The face wash I'm particular with. If you're curious, it's this foaming stuff from CeraVe, and aside from doing what it says it'll do on the tin, make my face and neck feel clean, I like that its foaming action also serves as a sufficient shaving cream, so I don't have to pack an extra container. Once the face is clean, I need to chill out for a while, since my type of aggressive sweating means that if any part of my skin is even a tiny bit moist, sweat will start to form way faster once I head out. So while I wait for my face to completely dry, I start with the weirdest thing. I'll take my dedicated foot plastic bag, get a tiny squeeze of this Dr. Scholl's foot powder into the bag, get my feet in there, stomp around, and wipe my feet together before putting on socks. This has been one of the biggest game changers, because before, not only did my feet just feel uncomfortable and gross all day from the sweat, but my socks and shoes would smell absolutely disgusting. But after using this stuff, not only do my feet stay much drier throughout the day, miraculously, I never have stinky socks nor shoes anymore. I just funnel the Dr. Scholl stuff into this tiny 30 ml container from Muji, and this is enough for a literal full month, so it doesn't add to packing volume nor weight. Getting dressed, this is probably the most important part of sweat management throughout the rest of the day. On this particular half-year trip, it's been these Unbound Merino Flex joggers in green and their navy polo. This video is not sponsored, and I'll show you fantastic alternatives in about 30 seconds. But choice of fabric is vital, and for me, as someone who sweats so much, cotton is an automatic no, because of how long it takes to dry, how easily it wrinkles, and how quickly odors get trapped inside of it. High-quality superfine merino wool is a freaking miracle fabric, and I wear navy up top because I'm out all day and constantly sweating, so dark colors mask the sweat stains well. And although I may have a literal wet torso all day, merino wicks moisture even better than those athletic brand gym clothes. So I know I'm as dry as possible, and speaking of drying, the outfit itself dries so fast too. So when I do wash it every Sunday night, the outfit is more than ready to go Monday morning to kick off a work week fresh. This is my default uniform no matter where I go abroad, and the added bonus of merino wool, being naturally antimicrobial and tremendously odor resistant, means that even though I only hand wash the outfit once a week, I'm not offending people's noses, and means airing it out overnight literally kills off the salad of bacteria that trapped sweat typically feeds. However, if you don't travel enough or don't sweat enough to feel the cost of superfine merino is justified, I absolutely love both the Dry X and non-cotton Airism lines by Uniqlo. In fact, just like this particular trip, I'll often pack a pair of Airism ultra-thin joggers and a Dry X t-shirt or two. Specifically because, unlike merino wool, which should not be tossed in a drying machine after washing, if I'm in a pinch, these Uniqlo pieces can be. Point is, once my feet are powdered and socked up and I'm fully dressed, my face is 100% dry by this point, and I'll get some of my sunscreen on my face and neck. As a millennial man, I spent most of my life being conditioned to think sunscreen was exclusively for women and children. But I've since learned the importance of sunscreen, and this trip, I finally started using sunscreen before heading out into the tropical sun. However, as someone who sweats so aggressively, especially from the top of my head where my sweat glands are most active, this level of sweat would typically wash away sunscreen very quickly, and so the last thing I do before I head out is put on my ultra-thin hat. Especially here in Jakarta, where my primary mode of getting around is scooter taxis, I like having a buffer, since sharing helmets bare-haired feels gross, but more importantly, without my hat, there'd be acidic sweat dripping into my eyeballs within minutes and washing away my sunscreen on my face. That said, with the hat doing so much heavy lifting with sweat management, means it gets absolutely drenched all day, so thankfully, being ultra-thin, it too dries so fast whether it's from my sweat or after I hand wash it in the sink every few days. All this prep means that although I do start sweating within 10 minutes of exiting the hotel, I can keep the most aggressive parts of it contained under my hat, even if it's all under a helmet, and whether I'm in a meeting at a client or vendor office, doing an independent work session between meetings, it's all as managed as it can be. As each workday comes to an end, especially in cities where I commute primarily with scooter taxis, I'll always return to my accommodations after work to take a quick extra shower before heading out for evening plans, because with the scooter taxis, beyond the sweat, dust and grime will adhere to my already sweat-drenched skin. And maintaining a high degree of hygiene is what I've learned the difference maker to prevent skin irritation for heavy sweaters. That's why, although I'm good with using the shampoos and body washes provided by my accommodations, this tiny travel-friendly shower puff is so valuable to get that deep, scratchy lather. And if I do take an extra shower, I'll also wait for my feet to dry before reapplying that foot powder and swapping new socks. At the very end of the day, when I return to my accommodations for the last time, before I shower, I start by washing all the socks and underwear I wore that day. And side note, because I've been doing this for literally over a decade, one of my weirdo things that I love is trying local laundry detergents, and these blue packs here in Indonesia are this year's favorite. But after washing the socks and underwear and hanging them up to dry, I'll then take my final pre-bedtime shower. But here's the vital part. My insane sweat condition means that if my entire body and my hair are not completely dry before I sleep, I'll start sweating aggressively in bed. It's this weird thing where I don't know if I'm still wet from my shower or if I've already started sweating again. It takes me literally 15 full minutes of additional air drying after finishing toweling off before I'm actually fully dry, and so to pass those 15 minutes, I'll scrape my tongue and brush my teeth. And also something I've mentioned a few times, this silicone tongue brush by Odor-Brush is incredible. And if you've never cleaned your tongue before brushing your teeth, you've never experienced an actual clean feeling mouth. Regardless, after the oral hygiene, I'm still not fully dry. So I'll sit at the hotel desk and go through tomorrow's schedule, meeting prep and stuff like that. Then end off by jotting into my 5-year diary. And I gotta say, despite this being a physical hardcover book, which adds bulk and weight to my travel bag, it's been the one true constant in my life since January 1st back in 2024. And flipping back, it's crazy to think that at the time of making this video, I'm almost halfway through, where every day I get just 5 short lines to jot the highlights and lowlights. And at the end of the year, I get to flip back to the beginning and start it all over again. And you know, now, a couple years in, every day after I finish writing, I like looking at exactly what happened and what mattered to me last year and the year before that. And if you're the same type of weird as me, like everything we've talked about in this video, you can find the 5-year diary link down in the description below. However, going back to hygiene, remember that miracle foot powder? Although it is a miracle, the bottoms of my feet get dry and even sometimes cracked if left unchecked for a few weeks. Plus, after I wash my face in the shower, sitting in an air-conditioned room also makes my face dry too. So the literal last thing I do before turning off the lights, which is another thing I started this year, is getting this CeraVe lotion on both my face and my feet. And now I'm ready for bed and ready to do it all over again tomorrow. I gotta give my usual warning in videos that feature physical products, and even more so in this one. We're all different, which means although everything is linked down in the description, please don't make knee-jerk purchases, because what works for me may not work for you. My goal with this video, like almost all my videos, is to share challenges and my thought processes, as well as trial and error, to find a system of solutions that have worked for me, and it's the thought process I hope might provide the most value. By the way, multiple doctors have suggested prescription medications, but they all have aluminum in them. And as someone in the metal fabrication industry, I don't want aluminum in my body, even if it's FDA approved. So until an alternative solution I can afford becomes available, I do still sweat aggressively. I do still deal with discomfort both socially and in regular day-to-day. But I can rest assured that this is the current best system for my sweat factory of a body. But regardless of whether or not you sweat aggressively, being able to confidently do your laundry abroad is the linchpin to eliminating overpacking and so much other stress. And if you want my detailed guide of the 3 ways I do laundry abroad, you will definitely want to watch this video right up here. If, however, you're feeling real travel lucky, this video down here is the one for you. I'll leave them both on screen for a few seconds so you can choose which one to watch next, but while you're deciding, if you got value, consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you'll be notified the moment new videos just like this one drops.